So our goal today is to look at some real life situations where we are going to divide a fraction by a fraction. You guys learned some really great strategies for doing that, but today we're going to apply those strategies to some real life situations. So at Humboldt Middle School, at their football games, the students and teachers run a concession stand to raise money. A concession stand is like a place where you can usually buy soda and candy and all kinds of really fantastic junk food while you're watching usually a sporting event or like a movie. So Mrs. Drake's class is hosting a cookout, and the students sell hamburgers to raise money. So we're going to do the following things. We're going to solve each problem. We're also going to draw a model to explain our reasoning. We're going to write number sentences to show our calculations, and we're also going to explain what our answer means, because we really want to prove that we know this super well. So the first problem we're going to look at involves, this would be like a level 1 problem, okay? Now, have you guys ever heard of a quarter-pound hamburger at a place called McDonald's? Yeah. So that means that they sell these hamburgers that before they're cooked, there's a quarter of a pound of meat on that hamburger. Holy cow. That's a lot of meat, yes. So, that is, you're exactly right. So what we're going to look at is we're going to help them decide how they can divide up their meat for their hamburgers. So Mrs. Drake is grilling the hamburgers. Some people like big patties, some people like medium patties, and some people like small patties. I'm one of those people who likes small patties. Who likes big hamburgers? Oh, yeah. All right. Who likes medium hamburgers? Who likes small hamburgers? Sometimes they're called sliders. Those are my favorite. Awesome. So we're going to look at this. How many 1/8 pound patties can she make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger? So just for me, so I really understand this, I'm going to do how many 1/8 pound patties can she make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger. Okay, so that's my important information there. So, what is our number sentence going to be? Have a real quick conference with the person next to you. What's your number sentence going to be?
This one. Which one?
4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Kayla, what would your number sentence be?
7/8 divided by 1.
That sounds fantastic. We have our whole of 7/8 divided into pieces that are the size of 1/8. Okay. Now we also need to draw a diagram for this. We need to draw a model for this. So we did a lot with our pie charts yesterday. So I'm going to do a bar model, and I want you to watch how I'm going to divide this up into 8s, because I'm going to try and be really exact. Okay, so here's my whole. That would be one whole. To do 8s, I'm going to divide it in half. Then I'm going to divide my halves in half. I'm going to divide each of those fourths in half. So I have a total of 8 pieces. And that helps me to just get more exact pieces. Oh, I think I could have done a little bit better, but that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to put X's in 7/8 of this, because that's how much meat I have to divide into hamburgers, so like 7/8. Okay, that's my whole. Now, what size am I going to divide the hamburgers into? What's the size that I need? Edie, what's the size? 1/8. 1/8, you got it. So, let's do this. Let's circle 1/8 on each of these. So I have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5, 6, and 7. So I circled 7 of these pieces right here. And I was just counting by 8s as I was doing that, but each of those 8s represents one hamburger. So I'm going to have a total of 7 patties. Now, if I want to go back to that awesome common denominator strategy that I learned before, so I have 7/8 divided by 1/8, what would be my next step? What would I do next? Cassie, what would I do?
You divide 7/8
Yeah, I would have 7 over 1, which I could simplify just to 7. And so both with our algorithm and with our model, we figured out that we have 7 patties. How you feeling about that? Good. We're going to do our next problem. This is a level 2 problem. You need to listen to this very carefully because there's a really big idea we need to take away from this one. All right. So this one says, how many 2/8 of a pound patties can we make from 7/8 of a pound of hamburger? Okay, I want you to tackle this by yourself, and I'll get back to you in just a minute. All right, what is our number sentence going to be, Cam?
7/8 divided by 2/8.
Yeah, tell us how you came up with that.
So you're trying to find out how many 2/8 can go into how many 2/8 pound patties can go into you can make out of 7/8 of a pound.
Perfect. All right, let's take our model. Let's go ahead and draw 7/8. Okay, I'm going to divide in half, and then my halves in half, and then my fourths in half. All right. It's a little bit better than last time. And I'm going to go ahead and just X out 7/8, just so I know what I'm doing. All right, when I am trying to find my 2/8, what do I need to do differently this time, Katie? Yeah, I'm going to circle 2/8. So here is 1 patty, 2 patties, 3 patties. Now here's the thing that is really important that we need to make sure to do. I know that I have at least 3 patties, but I have this left over. Okay? What am I going to do with that 1/8 of a pound that's left over? Edie, what am I going to do?
Well, you know that it takes 2 X's to make, like, in a way, 1 whole.
Yes.
So if you only have 1 X, that would be half of 2 X's, so that would be 50%, and so that would be a half.
Cool. Izzy, what would you like to add?
Okay, instead of making 7 like small patties, we make 8 because you use the extra 1/8 that you
We could use it to be left over. How much of a patty is this 1/8 going to make? How much of these 2/8 pound patties is it going to make? 1/2, yeah. So our answer for this is going to be 3.5 patties. Now, some of you might have been tempted to say, oh, it's 3 1/8. Okay? It is not 3 1/8 because this right here represents half a patty. This 1/8 represents half the amount to make 1 patty. Okay, Clara? That is an excellent question. That is an excellent question. Would you like to answer that, Emma? Okay. Maya or Maggie, do you want to answer that?
Sure.
Okay.
It depends, like your number, if it was 2 8s, like 1 8 left, that would be half, but you add like 4 8s,
Yeah. So if instead we were dealing with like pieces that were the size of, I don't know, 3/8, then we would see that we had 1/3. We can make 3/8 and we have 8 left over. We would have 1/3 of what our cut piece size is. That's a really good question. All right, let's go through this and let's use our common denominator strategy to solve it. Kayla, would you like to help me?
Oh, yes, please.
Cool.
So, should I explain how I did it?
Sure.
Okay, so we already have our common denominator.
Yes.
So you're going to divide 7 by 2, which is 7 over 2.
Perfect.
But if we turn that into a mixed number, now 2 goes into 7 3 times, with 1 left over, so that's 3 and 1
You have 2 strategies to solve that. That's awesome. Yeah, Emma.
So, it's just like a whole patty, so I said 3, but that's spelling right.
So, yes, but we are going to work really, really hard on talking about what this leftover piece means. And that is the difference between a level 1 problem and a level 2 or 3 if you have left over, what I really want you to do is think about what fraction of my piece is that. Okay, does that make sense? I'm so glad you asked that. All right, you guys ready for our next one? Cool. All right. So the teacher buys 2 3/4 pounds of hamburger, okay, to make 1/4 pound patties. How many patties can he make? All right. I'm going to give you a minute to do your number sentence, your model, and then go ahead and use your algorithm to solve it as well. So I'm going to do circles this time just so you can see how it might look differently. As I was going around the room, you guys have done a really nice job with your fraction bars. So I have 2 3/4 pounds of hamburger. So here is, this circle represents 1 pound. This circle represents a second pound. And then here are, I'm going to put X's for 3/4. Okay, and I'll divide the rest of these up into fourths as well, because I'm seeing how many patties that are 1/4 of a pound. So that part there that doesn't have an X, it doesn't really exist. And if I am looking for 1/4 of a pound, if I have this whole and it's split up into fourths, I have a fourth here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 patties. Now, what is my number sentence going to be for this problem? Julie, what's my number sentence going to be?
It's going to be 2 3/4 divided by 1.
2 3/4 divided by 1/4. JJ, will you help me solve this using an algorithm?
Okay, so 2 3/4, you'd have to make that into an improper fraction, which
Okay.
would be 11/4.
So 11/4 is an improper fraction divided by 1/4. Well, what do I do next?
And then it's 11 over 1, and 11 over 1 equals 11.
Awesome. You guys are doing amazing work today. Let's go to our next problem. All right. So we've moved on from hamburgers. We're now going to do hot chocolate, my kind of drink. And it says Sam has 3/4 of a can of hot chocolate mix for drinks to keep everyone warm. To make hot chocolate, Sam adds hot water to 1 scoop of hot chocolate mix. The scoop holds 1/24 of a can. How many cups of hot chocolate can Sam make? All right, so I want you to have a quick conversation with the person next to you. What operation are we going to use and why? And what is your number sentence? Go for it.
3/4 divided by 1/24.
All right, Ellis, what is our number sentence going to
Our
be
number
here?
sentence would be 3/4 divided by 1 and
Divided by what now? 1/24. So 3/4 divided by 1/24. Tell me how you knew this was division.
I knew it was division because you have a total of 3/4 and you want to divide it, see how many 1/24 will go into 3/4.
Of course. All right, so let's use our algorithm on this one. Let's solve it that way first. Who would like to help me? Hayden, go for it.
Okay, so you have to find a common denominator.
Cool.
So 4 times 6 equals 24. And then 3 times 6 is 18.
So we have 18 over 24.
And then, so 18 over 24 divided by 1/24. So that would be 18 over 1. And that equals 18.
Yeah, so he'll be able to make 18 cups here. All right, I would like you guys to work on your model for this problem. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this one. So I have 3/4 of a can of hot chocolate mix. So I'm going to kind of draw this like it was a can. big can of hot chocolate mix. Okay? And I'm going to divide it up into half. And then each of these pieces in half. So I have 3/4 here. 1, 2, 3/4. Okay. Now if he is taking 1/24, we want to see how many times we can take 24, like a 24th out of this, right? Okay. So in order to get and split this up into 1/24, because he's going to take 1/24 of a part each time, I am going to divide each of these up into what? I'm going to get 24ths here. So I'm going to go like this. And I have, over here. There we go. So I have a total of 24 pieces. And if he's going to take out 1/24 each time, how many 24ths do you guys see there? How many do you see? 18. Yeah. These should be shaded in right here. Yeah. So we would have 18 there as well.